lawyer for one of two North Texas men arrested for allegedly plotting a murderous coup on a Caribbean island is now telling everybody to, quote, hold their horses. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Federal officials announced the indictments for Gavin Weisenberg and Tanner Thomas. Investigators allege the men were looking to recruit a small army, take a sailboat to an island just a few miles off the coast of Haiti, kill all the men on the island, and enslave the women and children. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has more on this bizarre story. Alex.
Yeah, guys, to put things in perspective, a criminologist I spoke to for this story tells me that this is the most bizarre case he has ever reviewed in his 29 years in law enforcement. Now, those two North Texas suspects remain in jail. And again, as you mentioned, they're accused of plotting a coup some 1,700 miles away. These are the North Texas men federal prosecutors say were planning to travel to an island in Haiti to kill the men and turn the women into sex slaves. Dr. Alex Del Carmen calls it the most bizarre case he's seen in his entire career.
Well, you know, this is a very unusual case, right?
According to a federal indictment, 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle had been plotting to invade Kidnap Island with a population of 87,000, which is part of Haiti. Prosecutors say Weisenberg and Thomas planned to invade the island by sailboat, heavily armed, using homeless people they would enlist from Washington, D.C. to murder the men on the island, take control of the territory, and then turn the women into sex slaves. Prosecutors say Thomas prepared for the attack by enlisting in the Air Force for military training, and Weisenberg enrolled in a fire training academy but later flunked out. Both men are accused of manufacturing child pornography by manipulating and exploiting a juvenile. I talked to Del Carmen about the wild and highly implausible scheme.
I think it's more than just talk, right? So typically what federal prosecutors will do is they're going to look at what sort of planification, took place, and whether or not there was an intent. And in addition to the intent, whether these individuals had the capability of doing this. And all of these elements of the crime are present in this particular case.
But in a statement to Fox 4 News, the attorney for Gavin Weisenberg said, I encourage everyone to hold their horses and stay tuned. An indictment is simply an allegation. And while there is some truth to the allegations, I believe that it will become clear what actually did not, and could not have happened. If your initial response to the government's press release was, that sounds crazy, impossible, and absurd, you might be onto something.
I've seen a lot, but I've never seen anything like this before on U.S. soil.
And we also heard back from Tanner Thomas's attorney via email this afternoon, and he said that he will be defending this case vigorously, and also added that his client will be entering a plea of not guilty on Monday. Back to you.
All right. Alex Boyer live tonight. Thank you.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. There will be a fierce nation of fierce continents that will not regard the old or the young. That's what I think about when I think about those young, all-American white boys. Gavin Weisenberg and Tanner, the two whitest names ever, plotting to go to the island of Haiti, island full of black people, kill all the men, and use the women for their sexual pleasures. Does that sound familiar? They're saying that it's a very bizarre case. We haven't heard anything like that in all of history. What about Columbus discovering America? And all the men who were killed and all the women that were pillaged and all of the land that was took. Did that plot doesn't resemble American history? That's all I could think about when I hear that article with these two men, and they went to great lengths. The Department of Justice said that they, took efforts to recruit homeless people from the D.C. area, get on a boat, with weapons and all types of machinery, and go to this island and kill people, kill the men. And they said one guy even enrolled in the military, and the other guy enrolled into a firewall school. But as dumb as he was, he flunked out. Now, even the lawyer said, well, while there is some truth to what they're saying, you're going to realize that what could, and what possibly couldn't have been done throughout this time. Now, with these guys, now this happened from August of 2024 until now. I guess they just found them out. And they're saying what could not happen. Who knows? Once again, where there's a will, there is a way. As a man thinketh, so is he. But I want people to look at, once again, the evil nature. If you look at those men face, those animals, those savages, those barbaric thugs, those Vikings, look at their soulless face. They were intent on that. That is a face of evil. And I must once again harp on the fact that these men who were willing to kill black men said that they were going to keep the women alive and keep them for their sexual pleasures. Hence, I always say when, these white men kill their black girlfriends, just because someone is willing to sleep with you does not mean that they love you, does not mean that they value as a human being. These guys valued the black women who were they going to conquer as sexual objects, as slaves. Now, they also said that they were had some child photography charges. Let's say that for YouTube purposes. So these guys were all savages, all out freaks, perverts, misfits. Where is the national news conference about these guys? Oh, well, they were just boys. Boys will be boys, right? Like I'm ready to hear it. Boys will be boys. They were just all taught to go to those great lengths like that, so much that the FBI and Department of Justice had to be involved. I really take those guys serious. We see the white implosion of violence, of self-destruction that we've been seeing since the beginning of time. But lately it has revved up with all of the violence that we have seen, not only towards random people in the public, even between their own family members. White men killing their wives, children, whole household, mothers, fathers. So there's definitely a level of savagery that I won't ignore when, claims like this come about. And I would advise you guys to not ignore, there's honestly, when you go out in public, and you think of danger, the first person I'm looking at now is, white, rough looking men, walking around, with mean faces, because these days, you never can tell what these guys will do, hence this article. But fortunately, this plot was thwarted. We'll see how the government handles this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings. Scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Who keep the people informed? Stories abroad from literary work where the narrative's wrong. The research is always on point, the commentary is hard. It's Rich Teller raising the bar. Follow along, shout out to FBA, still FTP, big up NFAC, and all my black families. It's three sides to all stories, which one you gon' believe? We run down on the false prophets when they come to deceive. 100% urban world news, current events, we don't like them lies. Media is biased, cause we got God inside us, ladies and gents is power. If you don't know by now, look around me. Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news don't muddle it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.